everybody, my name is Paul, W1VLF. Welcome back to the lab and the Group W bench. Well, a couple weeks ago we made this loop and it worked out pretty well. Nice AM broadcast loop, very good sensitivity. I had a lot of fun with it. And I even put a coupling loop on here somewhere. Here it is. But a couple of the people that commented said, well, you guys in the U.S. probably can get these these X configurations, but they're not available in their country. So I decided, well, let me see if I can build another loop similar to this loop, but doesn't use this part, uses just common T connections. So with that in mind, I'm going to pick up another loop here. Stand by. So I made another loop. Okay, it's upside down. I'll put it right side up. And this only uses T's. It has more of the 3D printed spreaders up here, but there's a space in the middle on this particular spreader so that the wires don't interfere with the conduit coming down. And it's got a pipe on the bottom of it so that it could be mounted on something where you don't have to actually have it laying on the table where the windings are contacting the table. So maybe a better way to show that is like this. All the windings are here, and when you put it on the table, they're all touching it. So if it's on a metal table or something, a lot of detuning going on. So I thought I'd build one just like this, because a lot of folks had said, well, we can't get those, or they're non-existent, I think is the term that was used. So I had a whole bunch of footage that I did previous to this a few minutes ago, but guess what? I had the camera in time lapse, so none of the information came through. But I will show you how I built this and what the dimensions and everything are. Well, I'll give you dimensions right now. It's every piece on here except for this. Okay, the vertical mounting piece is 1 foot. So it's 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot. This gives us about 27 inches in each direction. So whatever that is, 27 by 27, or 27 squared is the amount of area. And I'll show you with this other loop. You can see this other loop. When you put it down, those windings are right. I don't know if you can see the bottom of this or not, but those windings are right on the table. So I wanted to try to get away from that. And so this is has significantly more area. So it's going to allow us to tune a little bit lower in frequency, hopefully. Well, not hopefully, it will. There's 11 turns on each side of this instead of just 20 turns. So there's 22 total. So that will give us a little bit, a little more, the ability to go a little bit lower. The tuning capacitor will be mounted right here. Makes it kind of convenient. And then we can put a coupling loop on here afterwards. So basically it's a real bummer that I lost all that footage, but I have some photos and whatnot, and we'll go through and build this part of it. The other thing that's kind of nice about this is, let me show you if you could see these up close. See the space here where the wires the wires are kind of loose right now, but where the wires will not interfere with this piece of PVC pipe. Well, that allows us to have 2 coils. And I'm going to take one of these coils and in one with a switch, and we're going to be able to tune this with either these 2 sections in parallel, which should get us down into the LF bands without any problem. And then we'll put them in series. Then we'll put them in parallel. So that will get us much higher up in frequency. Or then we'll try just one. But the dimensions on this are 2 by 2. And there are 22 turns here. So that should be easy for most folks to replicate with the easily available parts. Now, if you want to build some sort of a mount here to hold this, to make it easily turnable, or rotatable, that'd be kind of cool. I usually use a coupling. I don't know if you can see it, because I usually use a coupling here. Do I have the other part available here with me? No, of course not. Yes, I do. I lied. Well, that's on the floor. So this threaded coupling can fit in here for 3 or 4 turns and then act as a rotating bearing. Okay, it's kind of hard to see this, but all the stuff junk I got hanging here. All right. So with that in mind, I'm going to go off camera here right now. I'll do a few things, and then I'll show you. Well, it's falling apart because I don't have it tied down. Anyway, you'll see in a few minutes. We'll be winding this and putting it together and have all the dimensions, and then the video is going to end because it's getting kind of late. And also, I want to tidy this all up before we actually do our tests with it. And then what we'll do, like I said, is we'll tune the one half, then the two halves in series, and then the two halves in parallel, and see what kind of, how far we can stretch this. So I also want to say hello to my friend Gatus out there. Hope that's how you pronounce it. He's building loops as well, and I just thought I'd say hello to him. So here we go. Take a look at the rest of this video, and then we'll go from there. Bandsaw, I meant table saw. Got my glasses on. Got to be really careful with cutting this stuff because it can catch. We're going to cut up. Let's see, what do we need? Four pieces, and then a couple others. So let's get those the spreaders cut first. I always leave my saw unplugged. But when you actually want to use it, it would be helpful to plug it in. All right, let's go. Okay, we got all our pieces cut and cleaned up. Let's see if it works over. Let's see what the thing looks like when we start putting all this together. I'm not going to glue it right now, but so here's that little joint I was telling you about. Let's drop it into the vise, and we'll just mount this whole thing up and see what some of the dimensions are. All right. So first thing is we need the vertical piece. We'll just screw that in a little bit. And let's see here. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Let's kind of see if you guys can. Yeah, I think you can see that. So it kind of goes together like Lincoln Logs or Legos or something. All right. Actually, I'm going to move this over just a little bit. All right. And we'll put our... Yeah, this is pretty close to the light, so you may not be able to see that very well. We're going to put our spreaders in, and we'll get the dimensions of this thing right now. Let me grab a tape measure and check. Now, you could make it any size you want. If you wanted to make these only 6 inches long and these only 6 inches long, or whatever you wanted. Let's see what we got here. We have about 27.5 inches across, and from top to bottom, about 27 inches. So basically it's a square. So let's say 27 by 27. So whatever the area of that is, that's the area of this loop. All right, so that's what it looks like, and I'm gonna try to glue this up and maybe get some shots of it. I just have it conveniently in my vise over here, so I can turn it around. And then of course, well, this won't be on an angle like it was on the other one. It might be right here in the middle. We'll have to see. I'm going to glue this. Boy, I got to put it on before I put these ends on. That would be a real problem, right? Because I wouldn't be able to get it on there. I'm going to glue some of this stuff up now, and then I'll come back when that's completed. Probably going to put a screw into these so they don't drop out and they don't twist. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back. Okay, I made a tiny little jig to hold stuff in place so I can drill some holes and get these pieces mounted square. So I'm going to do that. I did 2 already, but I'm going to do 2 more. The jig is really nothing more than a couple of lines on this piece. Let me see, maybe you could see it better on this side. Really a couple of lines on this piece of masonite here to keep everything in line. So I'll drill this first hole out and we'll screw it in. Shouldn't be any problem. Okay. These are just 1/4-inch sheet metal screws. Okay, we got our loop completed. Everything's tied together. Decided that our tuning control was going to go right here. Capacitor right on that spot there. And let's see, if I bring it, let me bring the vise back into view a little bit. If I mount this right here, I think you can see all the connections here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw a couple drops of super glue on this and then level it off, and that will be where our tuning control goes, and then we'll start winding it. Just thought I'd show this. Here's that schematic of the series parallel. Leave it up for a few seconds. So you're going to have 2 separate windings. We'll be able to put them in series, parallel, and that'll extend the range of this loop significantly. I hope that's clear. We'll have to find out later. All right, here's a quick comparison. Here's the other loop that we used a couple weeks ago using the X's, I guess you could say. And here's the different configuration using the just T's, which again are available. You can also see how much greater the area of the loop is going to be. It's about twice as much. So it'd be interesting to see how far down in frequency it goes and how far up in frequency it goes. The turns, let's see, are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 22 turns. This one has only 20 turns. So that'll also drop us. But I want to see how high up we can go in frequency. That's really what I'm looking forward to, is if we can make the thing work up to maybe as high as 40 meters, something like that. All right, so time to wind it. Going to start winding the loop now. Okay, well, we got it wound. There goes the furnace. Well, anyway, I'm going to have to end this one here because I don't have enough time to finish it. But what will happen is straighten out all these wires and get this one ready to see how it performs. Mount the capacitor there, and we'll be able to turn it by this this union down here. Got to tighten all these cables up, and then we'll measure the inductance of each side, and then we'll play some games in the second half with tuning it and everything else. Sorry I can't finish it today, but I am just running out of time. Thank you very much. This is W1VLF from the lab saying 73, and as soon as I can, I'll get you the next video on this thing. Bye-bye.